Hey, what is up, sports bettors? Matt here with OddsJam with 3 early bets to lock in for the NFL Week 6 betting slate. So hopped on OddsJam, found a bunch of bets that I thought were really good. So assuming the odds end up staying the same, odds don't change on me, I got 3 bets for you. But before I get started, I would like to do just a recap of NFL Week 5, which admittedly did not go great for me. Was not a good NFL Week 5 for all of my official bets. In terms of my 4 best bets, I went 1, 2, and 1. Lost Jags -6.5. Lost Lions money line. I was able to hit the player prop at least. Zach Ertz over 4.5 receptions. And then I pushed the 49ers Panthers first half under 20 because, of the stupid Baker Mayfield pick 6 at the end of the half. Boy, that guy stinks. Bringing my total record on these at 8, 7, and 1. Total profit about $105. I put a unit on each of these, so basically up 1.5 units overall on these plays. So not great, hoping to turn things around this week. These 4 bets come out later in the week once all of the lines have been posted, mostly for player props. In terms of the Sweat the Bets, so these come from the Sweat the Bet podcast, which you can download or you can subscribe to any any podcast platform wherever you get it. So Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can listen to Sweat the Bet. Admittedly, those bets did not go great this week. I went 0-3. Eagles -5. Looked really good when they went up 14-0. Kind of blew it at the end, but at least they got the win. Jags -7. Probably shouldn't have doubled down on both of these. I've done that before, and that's burned me again. Same thing with the Lions. I had them at +3. I actually thought they were going to win straight up. Was not expecting them to just lay a clunker of a game that they did. Bringing my total record to 7, 6, and 2 on these best bets from the Sweat the Bet podcast. But the only silver lining, at least I'm still alive in my Survivor pick. I have won all of my Survivor plays. This will come out later in the week as well, but at least I have that going for me. Regardless, for this video, what we're going to be doing is locking in some early NFL best bets. So here's one that I actually just locked in right before I started recording. Still available at +105 on PointsBet. I wanted to put half of a unit on this one, which would be $50. PointsBet has me limited, only let me get $28 on this. But for those of you at home who are unit sizing this play, whatever half of a unit is for you, put on this 49ers Falcons total over 43.5. So it's a positive expected value play that I found using OddsJam. Obviously, that's the most important part, is that all of these bets have some sort of mathematical profitability associated with them, that there is an edge, which I know to be the case when you are using OddsJam, which is really cool. It takes away a lot of the work that needs to be done. In terms of this individual play, so +105 is what you can get it at on Caesars. The no vig line prices this at about +103. The no vig line is important. This is basically what this is telling you what the sportsbooks truly view a market to be priced at. The vig can essentially be viewed as the juice that sportsbooks price odds. It's how they make their money, by charging the juice, by charging the vig. And removing that just gives us an honest, accurate representation of what they view the market to be. In this case, again, +103. We locked it in at +105 on PointsBet. So that gap is where you get your positive expected value from. In this case, an EV percent of 1.15%. Not a massive percent by any means, but even these lower EV percents can be profitable to bet. So they shouldn't just totally be avoided. Another thing that I like to do when I'm debating whether I should take a bet or not, just look at where all the other sportsbooks price this play. So PointsBet +105, as we know. DraftKings -105. Tipico -103. BetRivers also -103. And then we see the sharp books like BetOnline and Pinnacle -110 and -103. So this +105 is a pretty decent outlier when you compare it across all of the other sportsbooks, showing that this +105 is a good bet. So I locked it in. Again, should be for half of a unit. I can only get $28 thanks to PointsBet, but it's better than nothing. So let me refresh this, make sure everything is constant. So here is another play. Boy, do I really want to back the Jaguars again? I do think they beat the Colts. This Colts team is just dreadful. Hopefully, I'm trusting the Jaguars to bounce back. But regardless, let's talk about this play. So Jags money line at +125 on Circa Sports. So I need to log in the Circa. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll see what things look like. So the odds actually changed here. As you can see, Circa has it actually at plus 115, not plus 125. So if I click this play, you see it tells you no longer play. So I can refresh this. That'll eventually go away as it just did. So my apologies. The next play that I wanted to talk about, and we'll get to this next one, this Packers one, is the Falcons, same game as the over we just took, plus 5.5 against the 49ers. Similar logic here. Look at where every other book prices this. Minus 105, minus 103, minus 102. This plus 105 is a pretty decent outlier when you compare it across all of the other sports books. It's also only got 14 cents of market width, which is a pretty low number. Generally, market width is just a way in which we can measure confidence in what lines are being priced at. The lower, the better. Anything below 25 is good to go. Anything below 15 is really, really good. In this case, 14, really, really good. As is the other one, was also at 14. So let me go back to PointsBet. I need to pick my own spread. And we're looking at the Falcons plus 5.5, plus 105. So again, this should be a half of a unit play, but we'll see how much PointsBet lets me get. Oh, they did let me get 50 on this one. That's generous of them. So let me add this one to my bet tracker. We locked in 2 bets on PointsBet. We ended up locking in, let me pull up the pending bets here. We ended up locking in the 49ers Falcons game, we locked in the over 43.5. We also locked in the Falcons plus 5.5. So those are my 2 early sharp bets for this week's betting slate. As the week goes on, we will lock in more of these sharp NFL bets, but as this is the beginning of the week, not every book has priced their totals and their markets and their spreads and everything. So stay tuned, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel to get all of these picks moving forward. Then, of course, would appreciate it if you could subscribe to Sweat the Bet as well. And that's it. So comment if you're tailing, like the video, would appreciate that, and have a good one.